Hey there, fight friends. MMA Andy Cotterell here with Joe Duarte in Rochester, New York. Joe, you just had your second amateur MMA fight. Sorry, my apologies. Third. What do I know? Your third MMA fight, first loss. It's not the result you wanted, but how do you feel?
Ridiculous for getting swept from Mount. First of all, can't believe I let that happen, but that's okay. I love fighting when I lose. Still had fun out there. First experience fighting without shin protection. Loved it. Felt great. I like that feeling of just like shin on thigh. Feels like you're actually doing something. Would have loved to get the win, but great experience, great promotion. Learned a lot. Don't know, have to figure out why I gassed so much in the third. That's not like me. Normally I have really good conditioning and stamina. So other than that, just happy to be here.
You know, it's funny, a couple things you talked about. Tonight, earlier on, we had a lot of time backstage before the fights happened. I had a lot of time to chat with two of your coaches, Matthew Jelly and Tisha Guthrow, and with both of them, we talked about the amateur experience and how amateur, it's wins and losses are great, yeah, but the most important thing is to get that experience, that cage time, and go through whatever you can so that when you do go professional, it's not new to you. So the things like gassing out in a fight and, you know, experimenting new moves and stuff. So that, and you said that at the very end in the interview in the cage that, you know, you just came here to fight.
That's what it's about. Coming here to fight, giving it my best. Wasn't able to perform to the best of what I know I am able to do, but that's okay. It's all about the experience. Getting back in here as soon as possible to fix this one and go from there.
So how the fight went, I thought you of course you dominated the first round. You came out, you got the clinch, and you lifted her up, you scooped her, and you gave her a big slam that had a huge roar from the audience. Yeah. So you clearly won that fight. I think it's safe to say she won the third round. Yes. Second round, if anything, was it unanimous or split? I'm not sure.
I don't remember the results. I know I had it up until she swept me. If she hadn't swept me, I would have had those first two rounds.
Yeah, and you were in round two, you were on top of her. It looks like it was a rinse repeat of round number one. Then she got the sweep and she got on top. So I think that's possibly where she won the fight. But still, I mean, you have to be happy with your performance. Maybe you don't think you are, but I think you should be.
I'm happy anytime I'm in the ring. So, like I said out there, win or matter, obviously a win's better. But a lose is just as valuable, and it's my amateur career, only up from here.
Yeah. Well, when you talk about your progression of your career, the first time I ever saw you was, I'm going to say, I'm just guessing here, like 5 years ago maybe, in the old Niagara Top Team location in the Red Dungeon. Yes. I came downstairs, I was taking my daughter for a class, and I saw this like fully tattooed lady I'd never seen before doing laps around with the rest of the team, and I was wondering, who's that? Yeah. You've come a long way, Joanna.
Absolutely, yeah. In one of my last interviews, I actually talk about one of my first sparring days at Niagara Top Team in the Red Dungeon, where I showed up with only big gloves, not fully understanding that it was only MMA. And Matt DiMarcantonio brought over some small gloves and said, hey, you know, this is what we do here. This is MMA. And I proceeded to do our MMA sparring rounds, just trying to strike and not grapple as much as possible. But big improvements from there.
Yeah. One thing I've noticed in the past little while as well is to me it seems like you've really put a focus into your social media presence. You've been posting a lot more than you used to a while back, and recently you've been talking a lot about 12-mile recovery. In fact, Dan, the ring announcer after the fight, talked to you about it, and the crowd was very supportive when you were talking about it. Do you want to take as long as you want here right now just to talk about what 12-mile recovery is and why it's so important?
Yeah, 12-mile recovery is a project that my husband and I are working on. It's an addiction recovery treatment facility located in St. Catharines. We offer virtual and inpatient programming for anyone who wants to be free from addiction. It's very near and dear to my heart. My husband and I are both sober in long-term recovery. I was an IV heroin user from the ages of 15 to 20. My husband was an addict for almost 17 years. And we both built a life together that's happy, fruitful, and worth living, and we want to share that with other people.
So for people who have succumbed to addiction, or maybe not succumbed is the right word, the people who are under the thrall of addiction, how important is it for them to be able to look at you or anyone else like you and think to themselves, oh my God, there actually is hope. I can get out of this and have a good life someday.
I think it's the most important thing. I remember when I was in that position and I couldn't foresee a better future for myself. And when I looked at people who were happy and successful and doing things that they loved, I couldn't imagine that for myself. So if I was able to see someone who had gone through what I had gone through and come out the other side, I'm sure it would have been easier for me to make that step myself.
Okay, well, I think that's fantastic. Great experience, Joanna. You look great in there. Any final words before we go?
Thanks for watching. Sorry I didn't get the win. Next time, it's mine.
All right, there you go, fight friends. Jo Duarte, Rochester, New York, Rage in the Cage 28. You'll see her again soon.